Welcome to Rising Storm Vietnam War College. Today's lesson is for the commander role in using artillery as area denial. A big mistake that I see many commanders do with their artillery is that they call in the Arty on large masses of enemy troops, especially on a point, hoping to slaughter the enemy. The reason this is a mistake is that the artillery's main strength is the duration of the bombardment. Unlike napalm, it lands salvo after salvo that denies anyone an area of ground. If you drop artillery on a group of enemy soldiers that, for an example, you see with a recon, you might not even kill them because they are probably moving towards the objective and won't be where you spotted them by the time you've called in the artillery. Even if you do kill them, they'll be dead after the first salvo, and then any troops that were approaching the kill zone will just move around it, essentially wasting the remaining salvos. Even worse, if you called in the Arty on an objective, you will deny that area to your team as well as the enemies, and any enemies that were killed in the bombardment will have enough time to respawn and be waiting on the edge of the targeted zone for the bombardment to finish. So you'll waste time, which if you're the attacker is a very bad thing, and possibly kill your own men. What I recommend, and I have had success with as a commander, is to drop the artillery either directly behind or in front of the point, depending on whether you're attacking or defending. This will prevent the enemy from reinforcing the point, and it will still kill plenty of bad guys as they spawn spread out across the map, but funnel in on their side of the point, sort of a focusing point where there are bound to be enemies. This means your soldiers can use the lack of enemy reinforcement to rush the point, and even if they suffer casualties, still overrun the enemies who can't get new guys onto the point. So my method which I will recommend is this. When attacking, instruct your men to prepare for a push as soon as the Arty drops, like throwing smoke or as squad leaders lying low and letting men respawn. Drop artillery either on the farthest edge or beyond the point, and then order your men to charge as soon as the first salvo has landed. If you are a communist, you can ambush spawn as soon as you have a number of your men have died. If you are democratic, use the forced respawn with, of course, a 3-second warning. This method, of course, requires intelligent squad leaders and point men who understand where to throw their smokes, but it should give your team a big leg up against the enemy, as there's not much they can do except try to run around the bombardment area. You can counter this as well by telling your flanking squads to expect increased numbers of enemies sprinting towards them. When defending, call down the artillery in front of the point if you're in danger of being overrun. If you see with a recon a stream of enemies approaching from a certain angle, call down the Arty to close off that flank, which will funnel the enemy into a kill zone where your machine gunners are waiting. Try to think of artillery as a method of area denial rather than a method of killing lots of enemies. Good luck, and I hope this helps.